Good evening, Rockville. Today is June 2nd, 2025, and we'll begin meeting 15-25. We're going to begin with our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As you know, we started a little bit earlier on our days where we're doing recognitions and proclamations. I'm excited to see the people in the room today, and I'm going to ask my colleagues to please join me down at the podium. I'd like to welcome, is Bill McClain here? Oh, hey, there you are. He is going to be sharing some exciting news about environmental awards that we have going on in the city, and also want to acknowledge the work of the Environment Commission. Thank you for your service as chair and for selecting these winners. Welcome.
Good evening. Thank you very much, Mayor Ashton. My name is Will McClain, and I'm the chair of the Environment Commission in Rockville. In 2003, the mayor and council established the Environmental Excellence Awards to acknowledge and bring community attention to the extraordinary accomplishments made by city residents, organizations, and businesses to enhance Rockville's environmental commitment and sustainability. Anyone can, at any time throughout the year, nominate an individual, organization, or business for these awards, and we strongly encourage you to go to our website and see the conditions and submit nominations anytime you want to. Joining us this evening is Jeanne Hawse, another member of the Rockville Environment Commission, which is tasked with receiving the nominations, reviewing the nominations, and selecting the awardees. We thank the mayor and council for recognizing our two award winners this evening. First, the Environment Commission recommends Ingleside at King Farm receive the Environmental Excellence Award for outstanding leadership in environmental practices for their residential compost program. And please welcome Dave Martinson, co-chair of the Ingleside at King Farm Green Team, to accept this award.
You can stay with us. Pardon me? Stay with us.
And I'll describe a little bit about Ingleside at King Farm's composting service. Ingleside at King Farm is a senior living community that embraces environmentally friendly practices. With encouragement from the volunteer green team, the dining department decided to participate in Montgomery County's composting pilot program for dining facilities. Maryland had previously required all non-restaurant food establishments with more than 1,000 pounds of food scraps per week to participate in food scrap collections. Once the dining program was up and running, the general manager of dining services at Ingleside at King Farm, Teddy DeMissi, decided to expand the program's outreach. He invited residents to join this program. The resident personal food scraps composting began in July 2024 with a group of 25 participants formed by members of the Green Team at Ingleside at King Farm and other interested residents. The Green Team provided each participant with a list of acceptable items and guidelines as how to collect and store the food scraps and other compostables until the collection time. Since Ingleside at King Farm Department offers only reusable or compostable containers for carryout, these are also available to be collected and composted. The resident food scrap collection was so popular that it soon expanded to 50 residents, and after 3 months, it was expanded to serve all community residents. Today, every Monday afternoon and Thursday morning for an hour, the residents are invited to bring their food scraps and compostable items to the collection area near the cafe kitchen. A volunteer resident removes any contaminants prior to placing the scraps in the bin, and every week, in addition to the dining compost, the resident program collects approximately 300 pounds of food scraps and compostables, turning them back into soil. Ingleside at King Farm was nominated by Councilmember Barry Jackson. Thank you very much.
We can do the picture.
Afterwards.
Yeah. Okay.
Stay.
You can stay up, we'll get a picture.
I don't bite, I promise.
I don't know why. The Environment Commission recommends Dawn Saman receive the Carl Henn Environmental Excellence Award for Outstanding Individual Environmental Stewardship for her dedication to litter removal beautifying Twin Brooks neighborhood parks. Please welcome Dawn to accept the award. Dawn Saman has been picking up litter in the Twin Brook neighborhood for 18 years. Every day, she walks down the path that goes behind the Twin Brook Community Recreation Center to Rockcrest Park, picking up trash. Dawn recycles everything that she can and throws the rest away. The only days that she doesn't go out is when it's raining or snowing. Dawn has just received the Twin Brooker of the Year award from the Twin Brook Community Association for her efforts. Dawn has lived in the Rockville area her whole life. She's a self-proclaimed perfectionist, picking up even the smallest pieces of trash along her way. Her work preserves the homes of the animals that live in the area so that they too can thrive in our neighborhood. Dawn believes if one person from each part of our neighborhood did this work, we would have a much more beautiful place to live in Rockville. Due to her dedication, the Twin Brook neighborhood is cleaner and a safer place. Dawn was proudly nominated by myself, Jeanne Hawse. And Dawn, here's your award.
We're going to take a picture. Come.
Right in the middle, you're the, yes, okay. You're the man and the woman of the hour.
Thank you. Fantastic. I agree. Everyone did that.
Yes, hello again. Congratulations. Thank you.
No, this is great.
It's wonderful. Never expected this. No, you should have. 18 years?
Well, yes, it's about time, right?
Better late than never.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. So I have the honor of reading the first proclamation today. Proclamation declaring June 6th, 2025 as Gun Violence Awareness Day, and June 6th through 8th, 2025 as Gun Violence Awareness Weekend, reading proclamation, declaring June 6th, 2025 as Gun Violence Awareness Day, and June 6th through 8th, 2025 as Gun Violence Awareness Weekend. Whereas, in the years 2021 through 2024, an average of 558 people died by homicide in Maryland, and more than 1,175 are wounded by gun violence. And whereas, while homicides and gun violence are down significantly in Maryland compared to nationwide, guns are still the leading cause of death among children and teens every year. And we still need to work to eliminate gun violence and gun homicides across this country. And now, therefore, the mayor and council of the city of Rockville, Maryland, declare June 6th, 2025 as Gun Violence Awareness Day, June 6th through 8th, 2025 as Gun Violence Awareness Weekend, and June 2025 as National Gun Violence Awareness Month, and encourage all residents to support their local community's efforts to prevent the tragic effects of gun violence and to honor and value human lives. Madam Mayor, I move the proclamation.
Thank you. Councilman Valerian has seconded. All those in favor, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
I will note that Maria Pekala from Moms Demand Action is here from our Maryland chapter. I welcome you to say a few words. And I also want to thank our Rockville City Police Department. We have created one of the signature programs for gun buyback here in the city of Rockville, and we have collected and melted about 1,000 guns, including ghost guns and assault rifles. We're glad to stand in partnership with you and appreciate all the work you're doing.
Dear Mayor Ashton and dear Council of the City of Rockville, we would like to thank you for issuing this proclamation today in honor of Wear Orange. By issuing this proclamation, you have made clear that you stand for a future free from gun violence for our community and for our children, and you stand for sanity, safety. We at Moms Demand Action appreciate your support for our cause. As you noted, 2024 was another deadly year of gun violence in America. And the first half of 2025 hasn't been any better. And we in Montgomery County have seen too many sad occurrences just in the first few months of the year. But as gun violence continues, so does our work to stop it. Over 4,000 Montgomery County and Rockville residents are active volunteers with Maryland Moms Demand Action. And we're not just moms. We're dads, we're grandparents, we're uncles, we're aunts. We are a grassroots movement working to prevent gun violence in America. We're nonpartisan, we're volunteer-based, and we're part of a wider network that includes Students Demand Action, Mayors Against Illegal Guns, and Everytown Survivor Network, which includes the survivors that your proclamation honors today. And we're all part of Everytown for Gun Safety, our umbrella organization. And we work at the federal, state, and local level, and we engage in advocacy, in legislative action. We support community partners that work with many of the people most impacted by gun violence. We conduct public education, including on school safety, and we engage in electoral action. We're the largest gun violence prevention organization in the country with over 8 million supporters. And today we want to express our appreciation to you, Mayor and Council. We appreciate that this proclamation recognizes and supports those among us who've been affected directly by gun violence. We are strong, and together we will prevail. Thank you again for recognizing the Wear Orange movement and supporting our cause.
So upcoming in about a week, next week is going to be Men's Health Week, and then this month is Men's Health Month. Now, one might wonder, why are we just bringing this up? There tends to be sometimes within the male community the idea of machismo and not necessarily wanting to go to the doctor, not necessarily wanting to get health checks. It's critical. And as a simple example, one of my closest friends in the world just last summer was going to a regular doctor checkup, which we encourage all men and women to do. And it was only during that regular checkup that he discovered that he had cancer. And that one checkup literally gave him an additional 6 months of life that wouldn't have happened otherwise. And so it's just that important, and proud to be able to bring this proclamation to get the word out. Whereas, despite advances in medical technology and research, men's life expectancy continues to average 5 years or less than women, 5 years less than women's, with men of Native American and African American ethnic backgrounds having the lowest life expectancy overall. And whereas educating the public about the importance of a healthy lifestyle and early detection of male health issues will assist in reducing the number of deaths caused by detectable and preventable diseases. And now, therefore, the Mayor and Council of the City of Rockville, Maryland, do hereby proclaim June 9th through 15th Men's Health Week and June 2025 as Men's Health Month, and encourage the Rockville community to support increased awareness and the importance of a healthy lifestyle, regular exercise, and medical checkup for men and their families. Madam Mayor, I move the proclamation.
Thank you. Councilmember Jackson seconds. All those in favor, please raise your hand and say
Aye. And I believe Craig Simoneau from our Rockville City Government is here to say a few words and accept the proclamation.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and council members, for this proclamation and recognizing Men's Health Month. In addition to what Councilmember said, a recent global study said that sickness and death were higher in men than women for 13 of the top 20 causes of injury and illness. Men face significant and unique health challenges. Many of these conditions lead to premature death, including cancers and heart disease. As a 5-year prostate cancer survivor, I know firsthand how early detection and health screening can contribute to better outcomes. Unfortunately, studies still show that men's outcomes are worse than women's because they shrug off medical care. Since my diagnosis, I have become a prostate cancer resource for fellow city employees, having spoken with 5 affected by prostate cancer. Therefore, I'm asking everyone to join me in becoming an influence on the men in your life, encouraging them to seek medical care, including preventative medical visits and screenings, because it can make a difference. Becoming a men's health care advocate for spouses, other family members, friends, and colleagues may result in earlier detection, better outcomes, or may even save a life. Thank you.
It is me. Good evening, everyone. I have the honor of moving the proclamation declaring June 14th Flag Day. Flag Day means 2 things in my mind when I hear about it. One is my grandfather, who was in the Army MAP service, and I remember I lived across the street from him, and I remember every Flag Day, he would go outside very early and put up the flag, which was always perfect corners, of course. And then the second, it was my parents' anniversary. And we used to joke that all my dad would have to do is look out the window to make sure that today was the anniversary. But Flag Day is absolutely, it is a very special day. And so this proclamation declares June 14th, 2025 as Flag Day in Rockville, and it's also the 250th anniversary of the Army as well. Whereas, by resolution of the Second Continental Congress, dated June 14th, 1777, the first official flag of the United States was adopted. And whereas, on June 14th, 2025, we celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States Army, and we will pause to thank our dedicated military for their service on this special anniversary. And now, therefore, the Mayor and Council of the City of Rockville, Maryland, do hereby proclaim June 14th, 2025 as Flag Day, and also celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States Army, and urge the Rockville community to pause at 7 p.m. on this date for the annual Pause for the Pledge, and recite with all Americans the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag and nation. Madam Mayor, I move the proclamation. Aye. And we do have quite a few folks in uniform, if they would like to come up and accept this proclamation. Thank you. From American Legion, Post 86, which I should know better and should have mentioned. I apologize. Does anybody want to say anything? Yeah.
Hi, we're here on behalf of the American Legion, Rockville, Post 86, and the Color Guard. We're happy to see that the mayor and council have honored Flag Day, a very important day. The flag is not just a piece of cloth. It is actually a symbol known around the world for America's strength, power, and our freedom. We just got done observing Memorial Day. We honored those who died protecting the flag and the country. So it's very important to keep in mind the flag is very important to everybody. And once again, I'd like to thank the mayor and council.
Can you get Dr. Miles in the back? All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going that way.
It is my honor to read the Juneteenth Proclamation. Juneteenth is a day in which we celebrate freedom, justice, resilience. It's also a day that we reflect on the work that we also need to do, and there's a lot of work ahead of us, especially during this time. Whereas President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, declaring enslaved people in Confederate territory free, paving the way for the passing of the 13th Amendment, which formally abolished slavery in the United States of America. And whereas enforcement of the proclamation in the state of Texas didn't occur until June 19th, 1865, when Major General Gordon Granger led Union soldiers into Galveston, Texas, to declare that all enslaved people were free. And now, therefore, the mayor and council of the city of Rockville, Maryland, proclaim June 19th, 2025, as Juneteenth and encourage our whole community to use this day to appreciate the freedom for all and to become more aware of the significance of the celebration in the African American history and in the heritage of our nation and city. Madam Mayor, I move the proclamation.
Moved and seconded by Councilmember Jackson. Please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye. And I believe we have Director Jeanne Booth to accept. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council, community and colleagues. I'm honored to accept this proclamation with recognition of the work that HRC Human Rights Commission has also done on this project, and on behalf of all who have carried the legacy of Juneteenth, ancestors, community members, educators, and everyday citizens who have kept the story alive. Juneteenth is not just a day in history, it's also a call to remember, to reflect, and in fact act. It's a reminder that the journey toward full equity and belonging is ongoing. Today is also an opportunity to recommit ourselves to building a future rooted in truth, freedom, and dignity for all. I want to thank the Council for recognizing this day as an investment in our shared future. I'm excited to be a part of Rockville's as we continue to tell the story, the full story of America, together with courage and care. Thank you very much.
And I'd also like to invite everyone to the Juneteenth event. The city is collaborating with Montgomery County on June 21st at the Black Rock Center in Germantown, and everyone is invited. It is also my honor to read the World Refugee Day Proclamation. Whereas World Refugee Day is an annual commemoration adopted by the United Nations in 2000 to honor and raise awareness of refugees. And whereas more than 122.6 million displaced people have been forced from their homes worldwide, more than any time in recorded history, including over 30 million refugees around the world. And whereas World Refugee Week is dedicated to bringing people together, bridging divides, and offering support and resilience. And the 2025 theme is Community as a Superpower. And now, therefore, the Mayor and Council of Rockville, Maryland proclaim June 20th, 2025 as World Refugee Day, and June 16th through the 22nd, 2025, as World Refugee Week. Madam Mayor, I move the proclamation.
It's been moved. Councilman Banglack seconds. All those in favor, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Dr. Miles is going to be reading the Caribbean American Heritage Month.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. It is my honor to read this commemoration signifying and highlighting Caribbean American Heritage Month. And it reads as follows. Whereas the commemoration of Caribbean American Heritage Month was initiated in 2004 by Dr. Claire Nelson and adopted by the U.S. House of Representatives in 2005 to recognize the significance of Caribbean people and their descendants, including our very own Madam Mayor, on the history and culture of the United States. The resolution passed the Senate in February 2006, and President H.W. Bush issued the proclamation in June 2006. Now, therefore, the Mayor and Council of the City of Rockville, Maryland, do hereby proclaim June 2025 as Caribbean American Heritage Month in the City of Rockville, and encourage all of the residents of the city to honor these cultural and historical bonds and be reminded that America's greatness lies in its diversity. With that, Madam Mayor, I move the proclamation.
Thank you. It's been moved. Yes. Councilmember Shaw seconds. All those in favor, please raise your hand and say aye. Aye. Thank you. We now have Althea Grey-McKenzie. She represents the National Caribbean American Heritage Month Steering Committee. Thank you. Welcome.
Good evening, and thank you so much, Mayor Ashton and council members. I'm Althea Grey-McKenzie and a lover of all things Caribbean. And just wanted to say that it's a pleasure to be here and an honor for the second time to receive the proclamation for the Caribbean American Heritage Month. Just wanted to share a few things that although I've been an advocate for Caribbean inclusion, and we've done so much within the Montgomery County Public Libraries, within the Montgomery County, I should call it the Montgomery County Council chambers for bringing forward Caribbean inclusion within advisory groups, as well as within places around the community where we can not only see the culture, but also share what we love about the culture. It's an honor. I just wanted to mention that there are several of us within Montgomery County that have raised a Caribbean flag high, and that would be Thea LaFond, who's a resident of Montgomery County. She won, she's an Olympian and won gold. I believe you might have heard of her as an athlete who does triple jump, as well as this year having Exonerate Garvey, so Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey was honored, and that was something we'd been pushing for some time, as well as having some wonderful people right in the community. Dr. Anderson. Winston Anderson is one who was given the highest award by President Obama, and so he wears Montgomery County well. I just wanted to say that this is so important. In 2006, to have this proclamation, and then for 20 years in 2026, it would be an honor to come back and just share more about why we should have a Caribbean celebration in Rockville. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you again.
She got great flag wavers up there.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. I see you may not see this at home, but we have some flags being raised here in council chambers. And I will note that Thea Lafond is from the great island of Dominica. And she is not only an Olympian, but she was a former teacher. Our teachers do amazing things. So I'm super excited about that. It is my tremendous honor to be able to proclaim June as LGBTQ plus Pride Month. And I want to also just say a huge thank you to the Human Rights Commission. We had a fabulous Pride celebration in the square on Sunday. I don't know how you guys are still even standing or sitting and awake, but they did so much work. And there was a real energy in the square. I hope that many people were able to get there. It was a pretty packed crowd. But if you weren't, mark your calendars for next year. We'll be celebrating every year. I also wanted to acknowledge that it is World Pride in the DMV. So the United States has been selected as the host. It travels all over the world, and it just so happens to be that we were selected as a region this year, and I'm incredibly proud of it. Why do we celebrate Pride Month? Because people matter, inclusion matters. So many populations have been targeted, and this is one that we have to not only be allies for, but to continue to uplift and not say we're just inclusive and diverse, but actually show that through our actions here in the city. So it is a tremendous honor to read this proclamation. Whereas the riots at Stonewall Inn, Manhattan, New York, in June of 1969, as recognized as the beginning of the modern day lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender queer plus civil rights movement. And whereas Rockville has a diverse LGBTQ plus community and is committed to supporting visibility, dignity, and equity for all people in the community. And now, therefore, the Mayor and Council of the City of Rockville proclaim June 2025 as Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender, and Queer Pride Month. Someone please move the proclamation. Councilmember Valeri moves the proclamation. Councilmember Jackson seconds. All those in favor, please raise your hand and say aye. Aye. Thank you. I'd like to welcome up members of the Human Rights Commission. I know Rebecca Murphy will also be formally accepting and saying a few remarks. And I just also want to remind folks that it was not that long ago that people here in America were arrested for being who they are. And now we have a school named after a gay civil rights activist, Bayard Rustin. We've come a long way, and there's still much more to do.
Sorry, I lost my voice yesterday. The Human Rights Commission graciously accepts this proclamation in honor of Pride Month.
While Pride is celebrated for just 1 month, it should serve as a reminder to everyone here who identifies as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, or questioning, that the City of Rockville doesn't merely accept you for who you are. We have been, are, and will continue to be a community that embraces and celebrates you. This proclamation is a testament to the city's commitment that every individual, regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity, deserves to live freely, authentically, and without fear.
So as we come together during this month of joyous celebration, let us reaffirm our dedication to creating a community where love triumphs over hate, where equity prevails over discrimination, and where every person feels safe and welcomed. And if I could just say too that, I think it's It's amazing, too, to recognize the history of Pride in the city of Rockville. Really, not too far from here, in 1993, the first Pride was held in Montgomery County, in Rockville, in Parkland Park. And, I think seeing today us being here, being able to accept this proclamation, we really, just on behalf of the Human Rights Commission, we really extend our gratitude to the mayor, to the city council, for this proclamation and for the continued steadfast support for the LGBTQ plus community. And we really thank you for the proclamation. Thanks.
Thank you for building a community where we feel safe.
Oh, of course. Good to see you. Well, come on.
Nigel.
I know, Nigel's the star of the show. I know, right? There we go.
Nigel.
You guys rock.
Thank you so much.
I just also want to take that was our last official proclamation, but there's one other organization. It's actually a school that is celebrating 70 years. Bell Elementary is now 70 years old this month. They'll be celebrating. We'll find a way to get something over to them, but I just wanted to acknowledge that in the month of June. Thank you all for watching. We're going to take a brief break through 6:30 and reconvene. Thank you.